Today, I want to talk about The Bad Batch Episode 1 and give you a preview of what to expect in this premiere episode of the series. But first, isn't it nice to know that it's going to be a long time before we have to wait another 4 months for another Star Wars series on Disney+. I mean, after The Bad Batch, we're most likely getting Star Wars Visions, The Book of Boba Fett is going to be in December, and then 2022 is going to be unreal and absolutely packed with Star Wars. But coming back to the present, I am super excited for May the 4th. We have the premiere of The Bad Batch with a runtime of around 70 minutes. And I am so glad that this is a 70-minute episode because that trailer gave us so much. With a 70-minute episode, at least Dave Filoni and his team have lots of room to throw in a few surprises that weren't already given away by the trailer. But that said, let's get into the title and description of the episode, which certainly give a lot less away than the trailer. Aftermath is the title of the episode, which of course implies that this series takes place after Order 66, and the episode description reads, "The clones of the Bad Batch find themselves in a changing galaxy after the Clone Wars." And well, that doesn't give us a whole lot either. We already knew from the announcement of the series that it was like a sequel to the Clone Wars, and it was going to continue the story of the clones, and what exactly happens to them after Order 66. And from the trailer, we already know that Tarkin is going to be recalling the Bad Batch back to Kamino and putting them through some tests. Then again, from the trailer, we know that Tarkin doesn't like the Bad Batch, and that they end up fleeing Kamino with a new character named Omega. And although in my last video I mentioned that Omega may be a lot like Ahsoka Tano, and how she was sort of this annoying young character that especially an older audience doesn't care for, but Kevin Kiner, the composer of the Bad Batch in the Clone Wars as well as Star Wars Rebels, he stated in an interview with Full of Sith, there's some really cool new characters, and there's one character in particular that's really fantastic and is going to be another standout character for years to come in the Bad Batch. End quote. I was also watching Star Force 1, one of his latest videos on Omega, and he mentioned that some of the creators in the series have stated that Omega and the Bad Batch are going to have a similar relationship to Grogu and the Mandalorian, aka Din Djarin. And you know what? I really like that idea. I like the idea that Omega is going to be the one to save the Bad Batch from the dark side, from making those bad decisions like maybe following Saw Gerrera and fighting back against the Empire in the wrong way. Because the Bad Batch are no doubt going to see absolute atrocities when it comes to how the Empire is going to handle the clones. So very similar to Ahsoka in the Clone Wars Season 7, I think Omega is going to be the moral compass of this story. And I imagine that is something we're going to see right away in Episode 1. But moving on here, it's also important to understand that going into this series in the premiere, Dave Filoni has said this is an extension, it is a sequel to the Clone Wars, and it aspires to be as big and as fun as the Clone Wars series. I think that's really important because the last two animation series, Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Resistance, they just weren't on the same scale as the Clone Wars. So to me, this is Lucasfilm learning from their mistakes, understanding what fans want, and giving us the story that we want. And something else that we really can't look past is the fact that this series is going to be premiering, other than May the 4th, which is on a Tuesday of course, it's going to be premiering on Fridays, which is the exact same as The Mandalorian, which is absolutely huge for an animation show to get the same treatment as the live action show. In the past, especially with Star Wars Rebels Season 4 and the second season of Star Wars Resistance, the times at which those series were posted really didn't make a whole lot of sense. So with the huge success of the Clone Wars Season 7, I think Disney has finally recognized that Star Wars animation is huge and they're giving it the respect that it deserves. That all said, Star Wars fans, I'll have a very early morning review video up for you that's short and to the point, and in that video and on the community tab, I'm going to be asking for your predictions for Episode 2 of The Bad Batch, and if all goes well, I'll have that published on Wednesday. But hey, Star Wars fans, I hope you're as excited as I am. Let me know down in the comments below, and as always, I'm Mike, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.